We are talking about JW.org fact trickery yet again. Now, you know that we talked about this in the past, about they put things on the website that sound so politically correct, that sounds so good to the public, that just polishes up and shines Watchtower's image. Well, they're not even Watchtower anymore. We're not supposed to call them that. They're JW.org now. Well, they have this fact, this frequently asked question. I have it on my phone here, so I'm going to read this. It says, do you ban certain books, movies, or songs? Legitimate question, right? I wonder if Jehovah's Witnesses, I wonder if they ban certain movies, like Twilight, like Harry Potter. I wonder if they ban certain songs, like Frosty the Snowman, Joy to the World, which never even talk about Christmas, but those are banned songs. There's a lot of other examples. Do they ban books? Now, I said that one time to a witness. I said, why is it that we're living in a free country, but yet there's banned books? And they said, oh, no, we don't have banned books. We don't have banned books. That's what their fact says. In fact, I'm going to read this. It says, do you ban certain movies, books, or songs? Now, here's JW.org's answer. No. Our organization doesn't review specific movies, books, or songs so as to rule on what our members should avoid. Why not? The Bible encourages each individual to train his perceptive powers to discern right and wrong. The scriptures set forth basic principles that a Christian can weigh when selecting entertainment. As with all areas of life, our goal is to keep making sure of what is acceptable to the Lord. This is what JW.org says about whether they ban certain movies, songs, or books. The Bible teaches that family heads have a measure of authority, so they may choose not to allow certain entertainment among members of their household. So it's on the family head. They're the ones that gets to decide. Nobody else decides. Outside the family, however, no one is authorized to ban specific films, songs, or artists as being unacceptable for members of the congregation. And then they cite Galatians 6 verse 5, for each one will carry his own load. All right, well, I'll tell you what a load is. The load is what they're writing about here. It's a load of you-know-what, because this is patently false. Any active JW, any faded or former JW will tell you that you can't watch certain things. You can't talk about it at the Kingdom Hall. So now we're going to talk about that subject of books. Do you ban books, JW.org? Oh no, we don't ban books. Okay. Well, you might have noticed this empty spot in my bookshelf, right? I have just a few books that I think Watchtower and Jehovah's Witnesses would run out the door, flee with their hands over their ears and over their eyes if they were in the same presence with. For example, here's Crisis of Conscience, a book written by Ray Franz, former member of the governing body. Is it all right to read this book, JW.org? Or is this a banned book? Well, any of you that have been associated with the witnesses know that this is supposedly satanic. It's filled with half-truths and lies and slander and all of that. And any of you that have read it know that that's not the case. So here's one banned book. All right, In Search of Christian Freedom, Ray Franz's second book. Banned book. Evil book. You're not allowed to have it. If the elders find out that you have one of these books, you're going to get some loving counsel. And if you don't burn it, and if you don't get rid of it, you're going to go down that judicial committee path, and probably they're going to DF you. So that's the reality versus their little fact trickery page. The Gentile Times Reconsidered. Excellent book. It too is banned. Carl Olaf Johnson, former pioneer and elder, wrote a book about 607 and 586, 587 BC, and we know the outcome of that one. Here's another one, Don Cameron, Captives of a Concept, banned book, exposes the faithful and discreet slave masters for who they are, which is a self-appointed group with no checks or balances. Here we have Journey to God's House by my friend Brock Talon, a banned book. Don't read this. This is a former Bethelite, and now he's saying terrible, horrible things against the witnesses. That's what they would tell you. If you were to have a witness call at your door and you were to show them any one of these books, most likely they would just immediately get real busy and they'd have to go. They would dismiss themselves. Some of them might be willing to say, well, you know, sir, if you want to know about Jehovah's Witnesses, you should really ask us. You shouldn't go to these opposers and these former members because you're not going to get the reality from them. Well, of course, we know the opposite is true. That if you go to some of these well-written books, you are going to find out what really goes on. Whereas these benighted members that come to our doors, they are the ones that don't know what really goes on, especially behind closed doors with these governing body meetings. All right, here's My Christian Quest by Ron Fry, former circuit overseer. Excellent story of how Ron woke up to TAT, the truth about the truth, and how he got out. Banned book. You better not have this book. Oh my goodness. They will flee. Okay. The Armageddon Cult. I wrote about this and blogged about this one before and made that video about the great-grandmother tragedy, right? By Dan Hall. Great book. Very interesting. Some parts are more interesting than others. That's just my opinion. Another banned book. If you have any of these books written by former members, you will not be doing well, my friend. They will flee from you. Witnesses will do that. 30 Years a Watchtower Slave. This is an oldie, but a very goodie. William J. Schnell and what he went through. And being in world headquarters in the 50s was a frightening time. Lots of things happened. The Ghosts of Mama's Club and the Ghosts from Mama's Club. There's two. I only have one of them right now. The other one I actually lent to a friend. And the excellent books by my friend Richard Kelly and his experiences being at world headquarters, being an elder and a servant and doing all these things, and how he got out, how he freed his mind. Banned book. It's another banned book. You better not have any of these books. The Four Presidents of the Watchtower Society. Excellent, excellent book if you want the history of Russell, Rutherford, Knorr, and Franz. And it is shocking, the things, the scholarly work that Edmund C. Gruss did to find out court documents with Russell, court documents with Rutherford, a lot of just mind-blowing things in this one. But it's a banned book. You better not have it. Going Undercover from the Cult of Jehovah's Witnesses and how this lady rescued her daughter, Nancy Sage. I'm going to be interviewing Nancy soon. I hope to get that on the channel. What an amazing story. Former witness. Anything written by a former member, there's hundreds of these books. Hundreds of them. They're all banned. Don't listen to JW.org. They are banned, my friend. Every one of these books is banned. Now we also have Approaching Jehovah's Witnesses in Love. This is written by a non-witness, but it would still be categorized by witnesses as an apostate book. This fellow, Wilbur Lingle, did extensive research and discussion with Jehovah's Witnesses, and he has all these question and answer sessions on how you can try to reason with witnesses if they come to your door. Excellent book. It is banned. JW.org only told the truth about the fact that they don't make lists. They don't have to make lists because the members just know what books are banned and why they're banned. They just know it. And then finally, I just got this, Freedom of Mind, Helping Loved Ones Leave Controlling People, Cults, and Beliefs by Steve Hassan. Awesome book, very scholarly, and of course, Mr. Hassan is an expert on cults and mind control groups. Again, he is not a former witness. He's a former Mooney. He got out of that cult. But this too would be considered a dangerous book to possess if you were a witness. It talks about Jehovah's Witnesses in here, Scientologists in here, Mormons in here, and other high control groups. So again, all these dangerous books that we know are banned by Watchtower leadership, by the elders in the congregations, do not be found with any of these books. As if you are, they will give you some very loving counsel. And if you don't follow that, then they will kick you out. And it just goes to show that this JW.org fact page is not worth the paper that it's printed on, because of course it's not printed on anything. It's only on the internet. So it's a sham. We know it. You know it now if you didn't know it before. Mike and Kim have done some awesome videos on this, along with Kim and her daughter Shyla, and they're quite enjoyable to watch. Watch those if you haven't. They talk a lot more than I do about these JW.org fact pages. Thanks for watching. We'll do another one.
The order is rapidly fading, for the times they are a-changing.